Today we will learn the concept of subtraction. This video is very useful for the mothers or the teachers who teach subtraction to their kids or students. So now first, what is subtraction or what are the other names for subtraction? It is either minus or what values are left behind or take out. Now we start with the subtraction of ones. That is very simple. The first question is 2 minus 1. We make two bars or two lines and we take one out of it. What is left behind? 1 is left behind. So this is the simple way to teach children how to subtract ones. Now the harder one, 9 minus 7. You will make 9 lines and you will subtract 7 from it. Now how many is left behind? It is 2. Now if I cut 7 lines from 9 lines, 2 lines are left behind. In this way, we have done the subtraction or we have done the minus question. This question is also stated like this, 2 minus 1. So we can make 2 lines and we take 1 out of it. How many is left? 1 line is left, so the answer is 1. Similarly, 9 minus 7 can be written like this also. So we make 9 lines and we take 7 or we cross 7. How many are left? 2 are left. So 9 minus 7 is 2. Now the subtraction of tens. This concept is a little bit tricky. Now we make two columns or we have now two columns. One is of ones and the other is of tens. Now in ones column we have 0 and in the tens column we have 1 and we have to subtract 7. Now in ones column you can see the number is very small, that is 0, and we cannot take out 7 from it. So now what we will do? We will borrow 1 from the tens column to make the 0 column 10. Now the ones column is, the value in the ones column is now 10. So 10 minus 7 is now 3. And now in the tens column we have no value left, so there will be 0. In the ones column, when we have borrowed 1 from the tens column, the value 0 will become 10, not 1. This is now 10. So the answer of 10 minus 7 is 3, whether it is written like this or like this. Now another question, 37 minus 19. Now here you can see in the ones column we have 7 and in the tens column we have 3, and what we have to take out or what we have to minus, in the ones column we have 9 and in the tens column we have 1. Now you can see 7 is smaller and 9 is bigger. We cannot do the subtraction or we cannot minus. So what we will do, we will borrow 1 from the tens column. When we borrow 1 from the tens column, in the tens column 3 will become 2 and in the ones column 7 will now become 17. Now we can subtract 17 from 9 or 9 from 17. We take them out. We get 8 and 2 minus 1 is 1. 37 minus 19 is 18 in this way. First what we did, we checked that 7 is a smaller number, so we cannot do the subtraction. So what we did, we borrow 1 from the tens column and we make 7 17. And in the tens column, the value is now 2. Now 17 minus 9 is 8 and 2 minus 1 is 1. So the answer is 18. We have to borrow in subtraction. Now the concept of subtractions of hundreds. Now we have three values, 100, tens and ones. 1, 0, 0 minus 25. Now you can see that at the ones column we have 0 and 0 is smaller than 5. We cannot do the subtraction. What we will do? We will borrow from tens, but now the tens column has also 0. Now what we will do? The tens column will borrow from the hundreds column. Now the hundreds column is 0 and the tens column is now having the value 10. Now the ones column can borrow the value from, now this value is 10 and this is 0. Now we will borrow 1 here. This was 10. Now the new value will be 9. We have borrowed 1 from the tens column to make the ones 10, and as this was 10, so when we take out 1 from it, what is left? 9. And in the hundreds column we have 0. Now 10 minus 5 we get 5, and 9 minus 2 we get 7, and this is 0. Now what we have done here is we have borrowed from 100 to make the tens here 0 to 10 first. Then we have borrowed 1 from the tens column to make the ones column. The value here will be now 1, not 1, 10. And the value in the tens column will be now 9, because we have taken 1 from the 10 to make this 10. This will be 10 minus 5, and here 9 minus 2. So at ones we are subtracting 10 minus 5. At ones we are subtracting 10 minus 5, and at tens we are subtracting 9 minus 2. Hope you have understood this, that the concept of borrowing, that if the value at ones is small, the value at tens is also small, and what we will do, we will first borrow from the hundreds to make tens, then we borrow from tens to make the value at ones, then we do the subtraction.